Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We're going to be watching the finale of The Legend of Vox Machina. Storm
Already?
here. I know.
Tom here.
I am so excited, but I'm distraught because last episode was incredible, story-wise, action-wise,
Indeed.
animation-wise, and Keyleth, she might die. I mean, I'm hoping she won't. She was still alive last episode.
She's hanging in the balance.
So what is Vox Machina going to do to save her? Because they're desperate. They want to save her, absolutely. There's a spinning dark orb right now in that temple. Are they going to try to use that in some way to save her? The tree?
I don't know. I think the tree's still nearby. I think my best hope would be the tree.
I hope so.
That's my guess. Go back to her hippie roots and
hippie roots.
Tree hugger.
Stop.
Hug that tree.
You know, I mean, there's so many powers I'm sure we haven't seen yet. So I'm hoping, I mean, Pike was always the healer. When Keyleth did that like special move connecting to the sun tree, we heard Pike's voice, really subtle in the background, something about "you're the light, help those in the dark" or something. So
Do you think when Pike said that, do you think that maybe she'll see, that Keyleth will see the light inside her?
Actually, that gave me an idea. Maybe them being apart now because Pike is now back where she's back to her physical body. I'm wondering if they both have a connection to the Everlight, it seems like, for Keyleth to hear Pike's voice when she connects to the sun tree. Is that the same kind of religious power, you know, of this Everlight? So maybe her mind will be connected with Pike, and Pike will still be able to help out from afar to help save Keyleth. Ooh, so your question kind of sparked that idea.
I still think that's kind of a stretch, though, because, I don't know, there's got to be a lot to happen. Don't give me that lip.
I know, I'm sad. I don't want her to die. But again, like, it makes it more real that way if we lose someone, but I don't want that to happen.
Well, you saw her eyes in the last episode where they were kind of like
Dull,
white.
like cataracts.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Cataracts.
Cat Rex. Yeah, so, I don't know. I hope we don't lose her in this episode. But going to Percy now, we didn't really talk about Percy last time and Cassandra. So Cassandra now, the spell is broken. She's back with her brother. That's great. And for a moment when we saw Silas die, obviously the gun showed his name disappear. But in all that mayhem for a brief moment, I thought it was around that time that Cassandra... I thought maybe her name was disappearing from the gun because he was dying. So the spell was breaking on her, which would make her innocent again. And I thought the gun would just erase her name. But because Silas was dying, it was his name. So I was kind of like, crap. So even though Cassandra wasn't like she was not in control of her actions and she was brainwashed by Silas.
I thought we did see her. I thought her name did burn off that gun.
I thought that was Silas's name. Was it Cassandra's name?
I thought it was Cassandra's name. I could
It
be
happened
wrong,
so
though.
fast. It really did happen fast. So sorry, guys. By the time you see this, you know, we usually watch things closer together.
Don't be mad at us.
Don't be mad at us. But yeah, now I'm curious. So once I edit that episode, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that's right. But maybe it did, because I was going to say if the gun didn't erase her name and that demon, whatever it is, that's with Percy, is like, you got to, you know, kill all these people on your list.
It definitely
That's so
seems
unfair.
like he made a deal with that demon because
Absolutely.
you know, he was extremely pissed that he was denied that kill for Cassandra.
And it's trying to take over now. Like, Percy has to battle himself to stay in control. And the shots that we saw of his, like, one eye would be black, one would be normal. You know, it's completely trying to override him, and that's really not good. So every time he makes a kill, he gets darker and darker. So will his soul be consumed once all this is done? And if Cassandra is still on that list, I don't think he's going to kill it, you know, or have intentions or try to kill his sister. But, you know, this demon is going to try, if that wasn't her name.
That's for next season.
Next season.
We'll never know in this episode.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to cover. Shall we just get into it and we'll talk about it afterwards?
Do it.
We're watching on Amazon Prime, The Legend of Vox Machina, 112. Maybe you can reverse time or something. Uh-oh.
Keyleth!
She cracking?
Yeah.
Try this, quickly.
Can she even swallow?
It's not working.
The Whispered One did not return.
Oh, she's still alive.
Failed.
But at least we have what we came for.
The fuck are you talking about? Caleb
That's a
is
demon.
still breathing.
Is someone breathing?
Is that the blood sword?
Finders keepers.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's talking to you.
Easy. I got it from here.
Aw.
Thank you, Kronk.
Okay, wait, hold up. Skeleton! Yes!
Man,
I need it. Hurry!
there's no more.
She's out.
There's no more.
No way.
Oh, I was like, is that the end already? I'm like, shit.
What's in her pouch? No.
Disgusting mud and spit. Turn into some healing shit.
That works.
I hope it's not actually shit.
Work.
Answer me.
Ew.
I only answer to the Whispered One. But he denied me. And me.
What a smile.
Your pain will linger.
Oh, okay, Percy.
Jeez.
It's a little far. Hey, why don't you just lower the...
Oh, now you're hitting your
Ooh.
friends?
The fuck?
She's
Merely a taste of the...
That's not Percy.
alive.
It's a demon.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit.
Holy crap.
Sully,
Her eyes came back.
Yeah. You fight it.
You can put it down.
Oh, no.
It won't let me.
No. Crap.
Percy, you
Oh,
can't.
shit.
No.
Know what else to do?
Oh, my God, no.
Oh, Jesus.
Only he can stop it.
We'll buy time then. Oi,
She came back pretty
keep her
good.
from killing Delilah.
Piece of cake.
The skeleton. Drags her around. It's messed up. Bad news.
Inside his mind.
The opposite of the Everlight.
I was only gonna chop him a little. Let him go! Cassandra!
He has to reload eventually.
Jeez.
Sorry, mother!
Good God, even Grog's having trouble. Oh! Dang.
Oh, shit.
Wow, he's just flying around now. No.
Well-placed shot in the paint. You know exactly who I am. You summoned me. Your torment and thirst for revenge called me to your side.
Break.
Forged in iron and smoke. We struck a bargain to feast upon.
Huh.
Jeez.
You're his sister. Reach him.
Hate feels good. It drowns the pain. I've seen how easily it consumes you.
Come
If you
on.
reclaim yourself, you won't hurt the ones you love.
We all are.
Come on. And don't kill yourself. Oh, oh, it's showing everyone now. Jeez.
Percy, come on. We can make it.
And you'll pay!
Don't. That's not
Wait.
peace.
Please, Percy.
You know to trust.
He's gonna pull the trigger.
Was gonna miss.
Yes, I do.
Don't kill yourself. How can he break the gun?
I won't let you!
Ow!
Ooh.
His own pain.
Yeah, distraction.
We got rid of it just like that?
Wonder if he just suppressed it.
Say something. Is it you?
I'm in so much pain.
Thank you for not dying.
They shot me too.
That was the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. And I hang out with Scanlan.
I knew we saved the wrong Derolo. The Whispered One will finish what we began.
Rivers will flow with the blood of...
Oh, I was gonna say, don't let her get up.
Ooh,
Wow.
right in the throat.
Oh.
Guess not. Mm-hmm. I thought she was gonna get away too.
Yeah. Well, it is good that she did it, I guess. There you go.
Hide the evidence.
Everyone ready?
Or just completely make sure there's no chance of her getting back.
Place?
I would burn the gun.
Yeah, maybe you're. Nah.
Good. You can build another one.
How much that cost? How bloody long it will take me to make another.
See?
Oh, what's on
I'll
there?
be damned. Thank you, Scanlan.
Hey, how'd you know that demon was still in there?
Total
I
guess.
didn't.
And Pike was truly gone this episode.
I'm glad Keyleth survived.
Yeah.
Just nod and smile, Kiki.
Kiki.
Of course, our pleasure. It was nothing.
Uh-oh. What's he gonna do?
Scanlan's
shiny.
so-called Rebel leader. Yeah, I was just wondering if maybe. Huh?
These people just survived the apocalypse, Scanlan. They don't need your gonorrhea.
Ew! I see.
Of all our family, you were the bravest. You are the true heir to Whitestone.
Me?
We live as long as Whitestone lives. Help me ensure it lives forever. I meant what I said yesterday.
I know, Vax. And it's the first time anyone's ever said that to me. I just can't. I'm
Aw.
sorry.
Oh, no. No, you're right. I'm gonna walk away.
Oh, I can't even talk it out.
Oh, hey, what about that thing at the top of the zipper twat? The spinning orb of death?
From what you told me, it must be connected to something beyond the veil.
What do I do?
He's
Ew!
dead.
Ow!
Hopefully, it's not dangerous.
I might be able to get us home a little quicker.
Oh. What'd you have in
Taking the
mind?
tree home.
Well, there's this tree spell, but you've got this.
Got a new friend.
Right. Yeah. Totally. Thanks, Max.
Oh, he has a big smile on his face. That's good.
Person you've seen. Did you tear a hole in it?
Ow!
I think I peed a little.
Sure did, buddy.
I can't hold this for too long.
I'll take my time.
I know. We'll see each other soon. Ooh! Oh, there's Trinket.
I got you, buddies.
Oh, good.
Oh, thanks, Pikey.
Don't crush her.
Okay. I can't really breathe, so...
Our legend shall be
It's
told.
a song.
In song. Yes.
Sit down, my friends, and I'll start rocking ya.
The Sovereign has summoned you to the cloud top.
What, like now?
This old thing.
Any idea what all this fuss is about?
Vox Machina saved us from this threat. Yet again. And so, with humility, I hereby renounce the throne and cede the government to the Council of Tal'Dorei.
What? Wow.
Oh.
Oh, no. Come on. Happy ending. Season 2. Dragon. Is this just a random threat? Ooh, it's...
Was there 4?
Holy crap.
Shit. You killed my brother.
Holy crap. Yeah, is that like coming back around from the second episode with the dragon? Or were they summoned by the Whisperer? Or Delilah and Death?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Well,
I'm thinking vengeance.
Vengeance. Well, he did have, or that demon. Maybe that demon had friends and like connected with them and said,
"You killed our brother.
Revenge!
We're coming to get you."
Yeah. Or it's just another threat because there's a lot of threats out here. I mean.
Well, I guess he's not going to be resigning anytime soon then.
Yeah. That was incredible. I didn't expect that. The king to just be like, I mean, to truly know your mistakes and your humiliation and announce that to your entire kingdom and then be like, okay, well, I'm going to make the right decision and yeah, I'm going to have a bunch of people decide. Like, that's great that he said that. Like, I didn't expect it just to turn around like that.
Yeah, but now's not the time to be switching over a government. You know, that takes time and delicate, you know.
Yeah, it takes a long time to do, and everyone seemed surprised, even the people, like, with him there, like, even his family, you know, so I was just like, wow, that's a lot to, you know, to change, but now it's probably not going to happen. They're going to have a dragon, massacre? I hope not, but it seems like four of them.
I don't think they're there for peace.
No, they're going to, like, just land there and be like, hey, don't judge us, we want some tea.
We're here for pizza.
Yeah.
There's a party going on.
This was a good finale. It was very different from what I thought because there was just so much to cover. And I think it was done well for, how long, 25 minutes of story. But, like, I didn't expect, which I'm so happy Keyleth survived, but I didn't expect her, like, she was suffering for a while and it was tragic, but she came back faster than I thought she would. I thought she would be...
They kind of did a healing spell on her. And then
that was freaking hilarious that worked. Some nasty spin, and you gotta heal this.
But it just, you know, it was so, like, I don't want to say lackluster, but it was just, there was so much other stuff going on that it kind of pushed her healing off to the side, so you really couldn't feel, you know, you didn't actually really see it work until you're like, hey, she's better all of a sudden. Yeah,
because it would have been too much to have her kind of come back, as you can see the struggle, but when her eyes came back, like a minute later, and then we had Vax carrying her everywhere, that was good, but I was kind of hoping that she would still be struggling a bit, but there was just too much going on. So I am happy she survived, and we focused mainly on Percy, and I didn't, I know there was so much buildup with Percy up to this point and that the demon was going to take over, but I just expected that to go on, I guess, to next season. I know we had other theories in the past, but at this point I kind of thought there was just too much to cover there, but the full focus mainly was on Percy and the demon.
Yeah, I agree. I expected it to be, you know, brought over into the next season, with that being the main focus of next season, but, you know, I guess it makes sense, though, because the entire list was on his revolver, and that list was just about finished. So it makes sense for the demon to be at his peak, you know, the contract's almost fulfilled, you know, I'm ready to take my role.
And even then, because the demon was also breaking the contract, however that contract works. I mean, you know, we kept adding names, and whether it was just a conflicting vision or not, the demon was getting pissed, and he kept putting his friends' names. Now his sister, then everyone else, too.
Well, because I think the names went on there. I think the names were being added to the list because those are people who betrayed him, who've gone against him.
Yeah.
And in a sense, they've betrayed his wishes because he couldn't fulfill his, you know, his vengeance. You know, so I guess that's why I think their names were thrown onto the gun too, because they did kind of go against him. Yeah. You know, even though their hearts were pure, it was still going against what he wanted to complete. So
it just makes you wonder that if, say, you know, the demon has more control every single time he makes a kill, it feeds off the souls of his victims. So would that demon, it would just eventually overpower Percy completely, possess him 100%, and then just keep adding to the list to kind of appease, you know, Percy's shadowed mind or something, if the demon had control, where he'll just keep adding people, because then he can make up any excuse to be like, well, these people are against you now because they're going against us or they're fighting us. So that demon could have this full-on power, even more so.
But he was cursed. He was cursed to the weapon, it seems like, because once Scanlan threw it into the acid, it seemed like it destroyed it.
Once the demon was out of Percy, because it was with his soul and everything. So once he shot himself, which I thought...
the demon only really came out of Percy when he pulled the gun, and there was someone that was on his list, right in his sight. So I think there was a connected thing.
Yeah, because I know, which was still a cool scene, but the fact that he shot himself with that possessed weapon, like, did a lot of things there, like you're saying, and it shot someone that it wasn't supposed to shoot himself, and it distracted him enough, where he was in pain, because hate feeds the demon. It broke his
concentration.
Yeah, and hate feeds this demon, so he keeps trying to make Percy hate. So in that moment, he was in so much pain that he was back to reality a bit, and the demon had nothing to feed off of at that moment because it was so painful.
So then it dispersed.
Yeah, so that, I mean, I didn't know what he was going to do to be able to get that demon out of him, because I'm like, this is going to be a whole other season. But he almost took his life. That scared me too, because he was so desperate, and that was scary. I mean, yeah, you're desperate. You don't want to kill your family and friends.
You know what kind of scares me though, and it's not Percy. It's Grog and that blood sword.
I know. Yeah, me too.
So I don't think they realize what it actually does. Mm-hmm. Because every time he was being used, every time he cut somebody, it would absorb the blood and make him stronger.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's, I mean, it seems like a dark magic type of weapon, but I don't know if Grog's using it, if it'll just help him out, make him stronger. But as long as he doesn't get like a bloodlust,
Yeah, and it does worry me that's going to be a concern next time. I hope it's not going to be a main focus, and I don't think it will be. I mean, this show was great. This whole season was great. I don't think they'll do a same repeat of what happened with Percy and just change it up a little bit, because I see this weapon as some kind of demonic weapon again. It was whispering. I mean, Grog heard it. We heard a whisper in the background, and Grog went over to see it, and you could hear, so it absorbs souls or absorbs energy like it did from Grog already. So maybe because he's been sliced up so much by the sword even previously, that there's even a stronger connection there. But I'm hoping it doesn't take him over like Percy.
Well, I think I can kind of see it going more as like a secondary issue, where once they figure out that it's the weapon that's causing whatever could happen to Grog, that they get rid of it before it becomes too much of a,
an issue.
Project.
Yeah, now, who was warning Grog about the sword? I think that was Scanlan before, right? I don't think that was Vax, but, he's like, don't use that. And he goes, oh, man, I was just going to cut him a little.
No, I think, didn't Keyleth say that?
Maybe. I don't remember who said it, but, at least people are aware that he has it, and he is listening to his friends. Like, he always does listen to his friends, though, for the most part, And he's like, okay, I'm just going to cut him a little, but he still has it.
We don't really know how the weapon works. I mean, we know, it absorbs blood, but we don't know, does it like call to you, give me the blood of your victims, or, how is it going to affect Grog? Is it just a hack and slash, I absorb blood and I get stronger? Or is it like, I'm going to call out and I want you to kill everybody around you?
I hope not, because, I mean, I don't like anyone possessed, but when Grog was getting possessed, I hated that, because he's just so strong, and he's scary.
He's so strong, and he's such a sweet guy that, it's...
Yeah, you don't want to hurt him.
Bad combination.
And there's no way to get around him, because he can take a lot of damage, and he's so powerful. So hopefully he won't become a big thing.
Sunblast.
I mean, a lot of things, even the acid, he survived a long time down there. Yeah, he got shot multiple times. He's been stabbed multiple times. Yeah, like, that burns. But, yeah, this was a good episode. And with Cassandra actually killing Delilah, like, that was huge. And I'm glad she did it, as messed up as it is. I mean, this, like, the Briarwoods murdered their entire family in front of them. Like, they had a tragic... and tortured her.
I think once Percy was free of the demon, that he forgave her... I think more because all the stress he's been through isn't worth continuing it.
Yeah.
But Cassandra didn't see it that way. They're like, and this needs to end, because if she stays alive, she's just a bigger threat than...
I know. Like, look at all the death that she caused, She's a huge...
And she was still making threats.
Yep, and she was still making threats at the bitter end. Some people, I mean, it's... Yeah, I'm glad she did kill her. There was no question there because she was just going to kill more people, and she was extremely dangerous. I mean, look how many people it took to take her down. And now we have this glowing orb thing, this spinning orb that just sucks the... Like, what a nasty way to die. It just
like ripped his flesh off and took the whole thing.
It's like you have a few seconds of feeling that. You can hear him screaming the whole time. Like, that was awful. But this show, again, is so great for having a perfect balance. I love it. It's like one of my favorite feels, you know? I mean, it's not Avatar: The Last Airbender, very different, but I love that show so much. And this one is very adult compared to that, but for obvious reasons, because it has a bigger rating. That was supposed to be a younger show.
You got a great blend of, like, immaturity, humor, action, and just seriousness.
Yeah, and then the timing is just great sometimes, because what I was going to say is when that orb, like, pulled the flesh off of that guy, and then we went back to the present of that lady, what's her name, the Oracle lady, and she's just like, oh yeah, hopefully it's not dangerous. We just saw something so grotesque, and I'm like, oh my God.
But I mean, that's what they would be thinking, though, which is on par, you know. It's it's a good balance.
It is. And then with Keyleth, when we weren't sure if she was going to live or die, and Scanlan's doing that spell of like, hey, some nasty spit, let's save this, you know, however he said it. It was just so freaking hilarious. And so it's fun to have that, and you still feel, you know, the desperation and the sadness, and yeah, so it's very good. But anyways, our character survived, so that's perfect. I'm really happy about that. And Whitestone, like all the people that have survived, how many died, but they needed to be free from this evil, and now it looks like it's going to be better. The Sun Tree looks a bit better.
The sun's out.
Yeah, the sun's out. That's great.
That's the first time in a long time.
And Cassandra's going to lead. She's going to be their ruler, which I think is great.
I kind of had a feeling that's how it was going to play out. You know, because Percy is not going to be tied down to a kingdom anymore. He's too involved with everything else.
He is.
Yeah.
I agree. He really is. And I love how, how at the end Scanlan threw out his gun and let it burn in the acid, because that's with him forging it, like the demon was describing, like there was a bond there that was dangerous. So I'm glad that they burned it.
It was like a contract on the gun.
Yeah, so I'm glad he burned it and he was able to make a new one. So that's great, because I do love that signature weapon of his. But now it's a new one. He could start fresh, and he's, you know, himself now, and
he won't be tied to anybody or anything.
And I like all the bonds between everybody, and we saw more of Vex and Percy as well. Like, they have a lot of respect and care for each other, and, you know, she really put her life on the line a lot, trying to talk to Percy to bring himself back out instead of the demon, you know. So I like those relationships.
Yeah, they definitely work well together.
And the demon was actually really cool too. The animation on it, how it had a lot more detail, and it wasn't so,
and like the jawline and stuff.
Yeah, like the smoke around it was very fluid. The fire and smoke around it was very, you know, was smoothly animated all the way through. Like, everything's very nicely animated in the show anyways. But then you just have this, like, illustration of the face where only parts of it move. And it's very dramatic and bizarre.
Kind of creepy.
Yeah, very creepy, and I just like how it was done. Because sometimes on older cartoons, it can go wrong when you try to make something scary, and it ends up looking more cartoony. So you just have to find a good way with lighting and detail to make it look scary. And sometimes less is more.
I like how in that whole that whole storyline was that you can actually see the smoke. Like, everybody else saw the smoke. It wasn't just like an inner demon kind of thing.
Yeah, that was
an actual demon.
Yeah, how freaky. How freaky, like, all of a sudden down the road, you're like, yeah, what's wrong with you? Oh, yeah, you have something really messed up going on with you. And then it's like, oh, yeah, you're possessed by a demon. Oh, terrifying. Yeah. So let us know what you guys thought of this show, guys. I mean, I know a lot of people know the characters and stories from years ago, and I can't wait to see the next season.
Yeah, and, you know, props to Critical Role for putting this into into an actual storyline, and they did a really good job with it.
Yeah, I mean, the story is incredible. I love all the characters and all the fans, because I know it took a lot of people, you know, getting out there to get this show made. And then Amazon picked it up afterwards. So I think that's huge, because they had a Kickstarter. Like, I guess fans started a Kickstarter to see if there was a possibility that this could become a show, like an actual animated show. And I'm glad it worked out.
I guess it got renewed for a second season, because it looks like IMDb says that there's a second season coming. So
yeah, that's exciting, because I so want to see that. This is like my favorite animated show right now. It's great. That's everything I want in a show.
I love Scanlan in his hand.
Me too. I can't help but giggle.
Hand.
That's what we're supposed to do, right? We're supposed to laugh every time. But he's so strong, and his little hand. He's like, yeah, and then his big hand.
Well, just like a little tune, and his hand does like a thumbs up or know, fuck you.
Yeah, and I do have to say also, I am so sad for Vax, but it's tough, and Keyleth just isn't there.
He took it really well, though. He didn't
did.
just kind of like about it. But
well, he did kind of.
He did kind of. I'm sure he.
I'm just gonna walk away now. Like, that was a sad way to
what else
end
can
it.
you say, though? It's like, you know, hey, I like you, and yeah, we should keep it professional.
I know. What do you say? I mean, it's easier said if you're not the one doing it, but you know, be like, well, okay, but high five, yeah. I don't know. But I felt bad. And, you know, she was being mature and honest there. She didn't want to lead him on, and she has a lot of responsibilities, so she doesn't want to focus on anything like that. And that's
exactly.
And that's the first time she anyone said anything like that to her. So she might not be, she's mature in certain ways, but maybe she's just not emotionally ready for like a relationship, you know, because she has too many other focuses right now.
Or maybe he's not what she's looking for.
You know, I have to say, because just because people blush doesn't mean that they're into someone else. But I was kind of like, does she like Vex for a moment? I mean, she might.
That's what I was kind of getting at, because, you know, right after that scene, the next thing is she gets complimented by Vex, and then she kind of gets
blushing like crazy. So that would be kind of fun to see.
I mean, it could just be an embarrassment, because if anybody, you know, says anything nice to me, I get kind of, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and exactly, she never gets that attention from Vex. So I'm just kind of like, maybe that's why, you know, because she's always been so stern with her and standoffish, and, you know, because she was jealous with her brother, because she is close to her brother and doesn't want to ruin that relationship. Like, she doesn't want someone getting in the middle of them. Right. So I think she always was kind of distant or not really friendly with Keyleth in the past. So having a compliment from her is like really huge. But how funny would that be? You never know with this show, because it's a very open adult show, that anything's possible. Can you imagine? Which, again, this is down the road, because right now we just feel for, you know, for Vax. But can you imagine if it was like a threesome with those guys? Like, they're like, yeah, we're all happy together. You never know.
Okay,
but
that's pushing a little bit, but hey, you never know, season 2's coming.
Yeah, I just feel bad for Vax. Like, you know, he's put out his feelings out there, but he put his feelings out there. That's good, and she knows, and she denied him, at least
instead
for now.
of letting it linger, and you don't know who's, you know, going. They got it out in the open. It's done with. They know where each other stands, and
yeah,
they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. So anyway, so it's like a happy ending, and now Pike is with everyone as well, and I love Pike always on like Grog's shoulders. That's so cute. Yeah, so very good episode, guys. Please let us know what you thought of this series. Can't wait to watch season 2, so stay tuned for that. We have a lot of other shows and movies we're currently watching on our channel.
We do?
We do. We have content that comes up every day on our channel, and we also have a Patreon full of tons of movies and shows you can also check out. Full reactions.
You better check it out.
Woo! So please subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you very soon, as always. Bye, guys.
Bye. Toodaloo.